first part I was talking about the mania, depression, and coping with having, about 9 months of, for the first time in my life, feeling normal and being able to deal with things very easily. Except for getting used to being normal, that was challenging. But, anyways, I'm going to get back to that. I started rambling a bit about beautiful Grass Valley, which is beautiful. Anyhow, like I said before, these words are just words to people that don't live it, and people that don't live around it. And even people that live around it, it's challenging for them to understand. They want to. They try to. But it's kind of like you can describe all day long to somebody how to drive a car, what it feels like to drive a car, all those kinds of things. But until they actually get behind the wheel and start feeling the weight of 3,000 pounds that they're in control of and what that feels like, they're just not going to understand. And so it seems like it's an impossibility to convey to somebody beyond the traditional medical model. Bipolar is, mania highs and depression lows and da-da-da-da. There's so much more to it than that. How do you explain that? So that's what I'm going to try and do here in this series of videos, and we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll help people, maybe it won't. A lot of folks tell me I have a way of putting things where they really understand, so that was kind of my motivation to put this series of videos together. So that's what we're going to do. Probably should have started with that, but I'm not necessarily going to worry about editing and order and structure and all those wonderful things like that. It's like I was saying, how do you explain these things? Well, let's start with the fact that, a lifetime of bipolar, and I do mean a lifetime. I've got memories going back to the age of 2. I remember clearly most major events in my life, major events to me. People around me may not have thought it was a major event, but I did. Regularly, from the age of 3 and a half, 4. I have a really good memory for that stuff. And when I look back and in talking with my parents about kind of some of the behaviors I had and whatnot, it's easy to see that I had symptoms for bipolar from a very young age. And by the age of 10, I was self-aware of the fact that I was very different, and that my natural reactions and understandings of things just wasn't in line with everybody else. So there's kind of the history of it. So when I say a lifetime of bipolar, I mean it. I have never lived without it until about 9 months ago. And I was taking my meds, and they were making me feel weird, so I quit taking my meds. And I mean weird in a bad way, not weird in a predictable way. Medications always have side effects that make you feel weird, but they made me feel very weird, like something was wrong. So I quit taking them, and realized that, wait a minute, I've quit taking my meds, and my brain functions and attitudes and moods and health and everything that's affected by bipolar was different, something I'd never experienced before. And it was kind of humorous. After a week of not taking meds, and I was just very troubled by this. I couldn't understand. Living with bipolar, I'm in a constant state of awareness. Am I going up? Am I heading down? How do I prepare for it? What's going on in my life? How much stress do I have? What changes do I need to make to survive it and not do damage to other people? I mean, this is a constant state of mind when you're trying to live responsibly with bipolar. And it was hard-fought lessons, by the way. So basically, I'm spending a week trying to figure out, where am I? Am I up? Am I down? Am I heading up? Am I heading down? And I could find no indicators at all. And so after about a week, I was sitting on the couch and I was talking to Kat. By the way, Kat's my girlfriend. And she lives in the house right behind mine. And I'm sitting on the couch and I look at her. And I says, I can't figure this out. I don't know what's going on. I need your help. You've been watching. And she's my sounding board, and she's the one that, she's kind of my early warning system. She lets me know when things are starting to go awry and gives me her opinion on which way they're going. And it's not like she's the queen of where I'm going, but I do count on her views that I combine with my views, and of course brother's views. That's what everybody calls him, his brother. He's my brother by choice. And I put all that together, and it seems to come up with a good process of knowing what's what. So anyway, I'm trying to solicit from her what's going on. And she's got no answers. Just like I don't have any answers. And so I kind of came to the conclusion that I guess that's what normal is. And as soon as I said that, she kind of started thinking back and she thought I was right. And so tentatively, I proceeded forward with this whole not having to live with bipolar thing. Didn't tell very many people. In fact, a lot of people watching this that know me are going to be pretty shocked and a little upset I didn't tell them, but sorry guys. Wanted to keep it under my hat, just in case. And the just in case is what's happening now. So I got 9 months, started a new job free of bipolar. Ironically enough, though, I was hired for the job. One of the reasons I was hired for the job was because I have lived experience, because I have mental illness. So I kind of kept that under my hat. And I don't know. It was, in a lot of ways, really cool. I could get up in the morning, not have to think about it. Just get up, wake up, take a shower, get shaved, all that stuff. And it wasn't a fight. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to plan for it. I didn't have to kick myself in the butt to start my day out the way everybody else does. I didn't have to kick myself in the butt to keep a schedule, feed myself. None of that. It was all just a natural part of living. I would get hungry, which was weird. You live a lifetime of, you don't really get hungry, you just know you have to eat. So you make yourself eat when you're not busy with something else or whatever. But I would get hungry like normal, and I would eat like normal. I don't know, go to work like normal, think like normal. That was the hard part. That's what was weird. And so I'll talk more about that in the next segment. As far as thinking normal and getting used to that, that one's kind of a challenge.